everybody. How y'all doing?
What up, though, y'all?
What up, though?
Hey, y'all. Thank you for stopping by
To
Clink.
You heard that right. Clink.
Let's do it again. All right.
Hey.
So we are your hosts,
Cam.
And I'm Kay.
Had to get a little libation, a little
Right.
rumble drop.
Right, mine too, girl. I gotta sip after I do these intros. But thank you for stopping by. If it's your first time, hey there, welcome.
How you doing?
And if this is, if you are returning, hey, welcome back. So we are Clink. We are a podcast that talk about some of everything.
A little bit of this,
You know,
a little bit of
right?
that.
We're grown, and we're gonna talk about some grown people ish. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And this is our sip and chat edition, and we either stream it on Thursdays or Fridays, child. It's like whenever we
Whenever
upload
we find the time in between all the things that we do,
right? But
you're
just know, but you're
us.
gonna get it though.
Yeah,
you are gonna get it. Okay. So why don't you go ahead and hit that like, comment, and subscribe button, because you know that when you hit that like button, if you do anything else,
right,
hit that like button, because it help us get discovered in the algorithm of other people that's doing similar podcasts, and it lets YouTube know, hey, they're making content. So please do that. That's a free and easy way to support your girls.
Help your girls. Help your girls.
Girls, so how you been?
It is a wonderful week. You know, we have hot weather, cold weather, medium-sized weather, and we just don't know what's going to happen. I love the unpredictability.
You do?
Yes, because I'm alive, and it just goes to show that, you know, we just got to roll with the punches. Whatever comes, we got to roll with it, and we're going to get through it.
That's true. That is true, girl.
Because we're resilient.
We're resilient. We have that buoyancy, that bounce back ability, to bounce back from whatever. Okay.
Whatever.
However.
Whenever. See them strong altos.
Baby. That's one of my favorite Maxwell songs. I love that song.
When he come to concert, we're going to have to go.
Girl, you know, I used to go every time he came. I always went. You have never been to a what? Girl, we say, Maxwell fans, we say, what happened at a Maxwell concert stays at a Maxwell concert, okay?
I know I got to go now.
He just get up there, get the gyrate and do his thing, you know. I've been seeing him like on social media. He's been doing like a lot of cruises and stuff like that.
Well, so. I'm just playing. Yeah, but I like you, Maxwell. You've always been one of my favorites.
Love Max. All right, y'all. So we are going to get into it. So those of you who are familiar with us, you know that we start off with some icebreakers.
Yes.
Some questions so you can get to know us a little better. Yeah. You know what I just realized? What? Last week I wore black too, but black is my favorite color.
Ain't nothing wrong with black, honey, because I
love black.
It depends on what I can throw on, honey.
All right.
Yo, over there looking like the Matrix.
So I'm up here looking like Trinity.
Yeah.
Girl. Okay, so y'all know I have to sift through these things.
She gonna sift through these cards
because I didn't have time to pull up the generator. Let's see. Right.
Gotta make it, you know.
Girl. So okay. Oh, this is okay. What is the farthest you have ever walked at one time? Oh, I know mine, Lord.
I don't know, because back in the day when I was younger, I used to me and my one friend, we said we used to rule the nation. Her name was Teacher. We walked everywhere. We just like walking.
Like miles and miles.
I mean, we would walk like to the store, like walk to over in that area. One time, I don't know. I always like walking like trails and hiking, always. So I think if no, it probably was as of late. I think one day I walked into the woods. I was walking the trail and I walked back about 6 miles, and it got real dark real quick. And I was like, Lord, and I hustled my way back. So I think that may have been the furthest.
Like 6 miles?
Yeah.
Girl, I will never forget this. I'm 19 years old. Those who are not familiar, I was living in Detroit at the time. And I was working at a Pizza Hut in Detroit on 7 Mile Lodge.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's still there too, ain't it?
Yeah, no. I think it's something else
they
now.
Closed it?
It's something else now. And I was sick. So I tried to call somebody to come pick me up, but nobody answered. I was like, I gotta go. I walked from 7 Mile Lodge to where my mama stay. And I'm not gonna say where she stayed because she still
How many
stays
miles
there.
was it?
Too many.
There were
Cause
no Ubers
I'm
back
not. I
then.
wasn't. Oh, I was not a
No
walker,
Ubers.
and I was not a walker like
She
that.
bougie. She was like, I do not walk.
Yes,
I do
yes.
not walk.
I was not a walker like that.
Yeah.
And it was summertime and it was hot.
Mm.
And I remember I stopped at my mom's friend's house because it wasn't too far.
You should stop to get a drink of water before you go home.
No, to get a ride from her one of her sons. And something happened and they were just playing around. I was like, forget it. And I just started walking. And then I finally got home. And I think somebody caught wind of it, like they didn't take me home. And then but come to find out, they said they did come out, but they didn't see me. I'm like, y'all didn't look too hard. But that was like the furthest I walked. I was like,
Mm. Yeah, I think like, no, that might not have been the furthest because actually I used to walk 7 miles 3 days a week. We used to walk Palmer Park back in the day. Speed walk.
Okay.
Yeah. So what's the next question?
The next question is, do you call someone out if they did something inappropriate? And this goes into our actually we'll go into our main topic in a minute.
Yes.
Okay.
I just say yes because if you do something to me that's inappropriate, I'm going to let you know. And that's happened to me before. Somebody did something inappropriate and he got slapped.
Oh.
And I'll never forget it. It's just like, just keep your hands to yourself. And it
Oh,
wasn't
he
that I
touched you
even thought
somewhere there. He's
about
like,
it.
okay.
It was just a natural reaction just to, like back up off me.
Mm-hmm.
But in some instances, yeah, inappropriate is inappropriate. And it's just not negotiable. It's not anything to me that I can just overlook and be like, oh my gosh, it was inappropriate. I'm not going to go home and cry about it. I'm going to deal
Mm-hmm.
with it right then.
To me, it depends because I number one, I don't like confrontation. So
Don't
a
make
lot of
me
times,
make me look like I don't like it either. But if you do
no, no,
something, you
no.
getting it.
But some, like I said, it depends on what it is. Because I mean, I have called out somebody that did something inappropriate before,
Hmm.
and then there was like other cases where, I didn't, and because I just didn't want to deal with the hassle of different things
All the things at that
that
moment.
comes with it. Yeah, but for the most part, yeah, I it depends on what it is. Yeah, but I have called out people um for doing something inappropriate. Because that comes with communication.
It,
That's
it
that communication.
it does, but I think if in the instance I'm talking about, he physically touched me, and my natural
Hmm.
reaction was just I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
not popped him because um it was supposed to be a professional setting, and it was like it just intruded on my space because I'm not
Hmm.
a woman that just goes around hitting a man, but he got the message
Where'd you hit him?
in his face. I was walking up the stairs. We had just finished a rehearsal
Hmm.
for a play, and he did it, and then I slapped him. He's like, I just like you. I'm like, if you like
Oh,
me, that was not the way that you to like
right,
me. If you like me, use your words. Don't touch me.
right.
And he like groped my booty. I
Mm.
just like what? Who
Oh.
does that? And he was I was probably I was younger,
Hmm.
but I think when I was younger, I would shy away when things would be said inappropriate or if I felt uncomfortable because
Hmm.
you're a kid, you feel like, oh my gosh. But now that I'm an adult, I'm more stronger mentally. It's not that I don't like conflict,
Hmm.
but no, it's no, and no,
Yeah.
you're not gonna disrespect
Yeah.
me, and
That's
you're not gonna make me
crazy.
feel
So he was just
uncomfortable.
like,
Right, and it was like, what?
uh-uh.
No,
I
it
know that's
was
right. So was it like a slap or punch?
I slapped him because it was like I was taken aback. And like when
Yeah.
he did it, I just turned around on the steps and wow. He was like, what? Nothing. No, out of order. But anyway, back to our topic
All right. I
today.
mean, that's part of the topic.
Oh,
Okay, y'all.
don't do
So
that if you like a woman. Just tell her.
yeah, just
Don't say
tell
nothing
her.
stupid. Don't touch her. Just tell her.
Yeah. I
Read a
mean,
book on how to tell her.
especially, like back then, that was like really, that happened a lot.
It did, and it made me not want to do theater because
mm,
at the time he was, pretty popular guy. And I saw him years later and he just looked really stupid. And I said, "Hi, how you doing?" Because once I did it, it was over for me. But I didn't feel comfortable working with him.
I don't
So
blame
I
you.
just kind of told
Yeah.
him I don't want to work with you anymore.
I know that's right.
Yeah.
Creep. All
Yeah.
right. So
Weirdo.
so y'all go to our speakpipe.com/Cam and let us know, leave us an audio message or we can play it on the show. And let us know, has there any, do you call people out for being inappropriate with you?
Give
Do
us
you
your
do that? Give
opinion.
us your feedback.
Or tell us a story about somebody else who did something to somebody
Mm,
who was inappropriate with them.
right.
Those are fun stories too.
Okay, y'all. So our next segment is, I believe it's called "What the Hell Were They Thinking?"
What the hell?
Okay, y'all. So I'm not sure if you are familiar with this story that went viral last month. I just got wind of it today because one of my favorite comedians posted it on his YouTube. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
So it's this these parents, right, from Tennessee,
Tennessee.
and I probably put the picture up so you can see. And mom just giving birth, right? So before we go into it, I want to tell you what the Instagram caption said that sparked everything. So this is taken from a Selena 52 truck stop. One of their employees, the young woman who gave birth, they was congratulating her. So they said, "Congratulations to our cashier, Rachel, and her fiance, Paul Buckman, on their baby, Cash Jamal Buckman, being born on Saturday at 6:18 p.m." And then they have an edit because people was going in. The edit says, "Yes, Paul is the father. Rachel has African American DNA in her, which can skip generations and cause a child to be born with darker skin. The baby is also the baby is also discolored because it it has jaundice or something probably. Please be kind, y'all."
First of all, don't
This
tell us to be kind when you post pictures on the internet because when you open up that door, you open up that door for anybody to say anything that they want to about you
yes.
or your situation.
So if you see the picture that I inserted, you can see that this baby
That
is
baby
damn
don't
near
have
black.
that baby don't have jaundice.
Jaundice. I was at work, and I was, again, I saw this at work, and I said to my coworkers, I was like,
Girl,
y'all, I
first
said jaundice is yellow, right?
first of all, the telltale sign to me is you named your baby Cash Jamal.
Jamal.
Are you sure it's not another cashier that
Jamal.
doesn't work there or somebody named Jamal who
A
may
white
be
Jamal?
I've never heard of a
I've
white
never heard of
Jamal.
a. If you heard of a white Jamal, please let
Please
us
leave
know.
us a message because I've never heard of a white
I've
Jamal.
never heard of a.
Jamal is a straight up African American black boy name.
Girl, when I saw the baby, I'm like,
The baby looked like an angry little old man.
but darker than
He's brown, brown.
the baby is brown. But when I saw that the baby's middle name was Jamal,
That
I
just
was like, what the hell? Did mama is she paying homage to the real daddy? No, let me see.
that's what I'm saying because they say mama's baby, papa's maybe, and in this instance, he's sitting there. He must really love her Because if I know if that was a brother and that baby came out lily cock white, he gonna be like, I need a blood test. And then how you gonna get a blood test that quick back that quickly when she just had the baby?
I don't think they got she no, her explanation was, "Oh, I have African American DNA and
Girl,
it can skip
it
generations."
can. It
Yeah, it
really
can. We
can.
know DNA, it can.
It
It
can
can
do
bounce
all
all over.
kinds of stuff, but that baby looks he don't even have nobody features. But babies look like mush when they're first born anyway, because all the trauma from being pushed out of the birth canal. But Jamal, you know where you at. You know who you are.
Oh my God. I
So you
found that
think
to
she just
be,
picked the best daddy?
girl, I think, no, they, oh, she said that's their fiance. So they'll be getting married. So girl, she probably was like, that's who I want to marry. But
And he like, I'll accept that baby. Because we from Tennessee.
I don't know. I don't know any white men that gonna accept a black baby.
Well, he was sitting there, so he must be accepting
He
something.
must be dumb. He must really buy
Well,
into her
it
African
could
American
it
DNA.
could be her third cousin.
Oh,
That was not nice. Sorry. But everybody has heard the jokes about
yeah, yeah.
places like Kentucky and Tennessee and stuff because there's no way in the world you're gonna end up with a brown baby and then you be like, it skipped a generation or two. But it is possible. So what the what?
I can just imagine. Like, did he have any concern? Like when he was, cut the umbilical cord, he
He,
do a
he
double take. Like, wait,
he probably never had a baby before, so he probably was like, "Oh, it do look kind of funny looking, but it's mine because she said it's mine."
oh, don't worry, Paul. I got that black in me.
Yeah, you know the way I can dance. That's how we got this baby in the first place. You know I can twerk, 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 twerk.
If I was him, if I was name Paul, if I was Paul, I would be like, let's run your 23andMe. Let me see. Let me get some proof that your ass got some African American in you. I need some proof.
I would really
Show me
like
the
to
receipts.
see like later on if that was really the truth. That if that Paul is the father. I wonder would they come back out with that or post if he was really the father.
I don't know, girl.
But babies are innocent,
Oh yeah, the baby
and if
innocent
he
is cute.
decides to step up and be a father to that baby, I say
The more power
kudos.
to him.
Because if he love her like that, he love her like that. That just means that she can have babies and she can pop out one for him next time.
Yeah. So I bet the sibling is going to be as white as snow. Okay. Yeah. All right, y'all. All right. So I know maybe some of you've seen the promo that went on the other day about our topic, our main topic, and you
Why don't
probably
you remind us what
ready
that
for
main
that.
topic
Uh-huh.
is?
So our topic tonight is silent sabotage, the power of communication in relationships.
Mm.
My sister over here, she was like, "Come on, I can't wait. Let's go."
I'm gonna say
Mm-hmm.
I was watching. I'll just open this up with I was watching Love Is Blind.
Oh yes,
And I watched
the latest
it.
season.
Yes, I think it's the latest season, but I'm not
Season
sure.
6. Spoilers if you are watching it and if you have not seen it yet.
I really don't care because I'm about to say what I'm saying. But did you see it?
Yes.
Yes. So it was a couple on there. That show was really enlightening about a lot of different situations and circumstances.
This your first
that
time
I
seeing it?
say no, I've seen it before
Okay.
in the past. That like really
Keep
like
talking. I'm about to refresh my drink.
okay, they just like really sparked a lot of stuff. Okay, this is a show where you sit there and you talk to the person for hours and hours, and you don't get to see them to try to make sure that you have that spiritual, that mental connection instead of the physical. So it's just a way to try to get to know people. But what I'm finding from watching the show is that people are gaslighting people still, and they're only sharing the positive sides of them, and they're representatives because you can say whatever you want to say to somebody when you're behind a door or a wall. And it was just like I was really irritated with a couple of the situations. I was just like, oh my god,
girl, this season's a hot mess.
it's a hot mess. So like the one that really bothered me was the African American couple.
AD and Clay.
AD and Clay.
Girl.
honey, I don't know what's wrong
Girl,
with
we all
him.
talking about this.
I was pissed. I was pissed for her because but
I'm pissed at
it
both of
it
them.
goes back to listen to what a man says.
Mm.
She was in two relationships per se, and one she found out the guy flat out lied because he told her and another young lady the same thing. So then
Yes,
that kind of
Matthew.
made her run
Mm-hmm.
back to Clay because she was done with him because he said he could only be with a woman who had a bad body and what does she look like. And she got upset because she's like, we're supposed to be here getting to know each other. That was the first red flag. So she
Hello.
stopped talking to him.
Mm-hmm.
But then when the other guy hurt her feelings, then she decided to
To
give
double
him
back.
another chance.
Mm-hmm.
She should have left him where she found him.
Nowadays, though, these people just want to be on the show. After I've seen all 6 seasons, so this is the 6th season. Like after the second, third season, people just want to come on for clout. That's why I'm like, this might be my last season. But girl,
I was pissed because you could clearly see she was really talking to him.
mm-hmm.
She was being very understanding of him and his issues. And I was pissed because he was up there fake crying, like he just really cares so much. You deserve an Academy Award because you are a pretty decent actor. They should put you in some films,
He probably came on here so he can be in some.
right? Because people do that. They do
Yeah.
that to get exposure
Oh
so people
yeah.
can see who they are. But
Mm-hmm.
it was so crazy because she said he reminded her of the guys that she dated that she didn't have successful relationships with. But for whatever reason, she is still the moth that is still playing in the flame when she knows what type of man he is. But you, again, potential and thinking that she can change him.
So yeah, AD and Clay, there's something else. Again, spoiler. This man, after they chose each other, um, constantly told her, my daddy cheated on my mom, so he was setting that up.
Yeah, because he kept
He
saying it. I'm
kept
like, why
saying
you
like
keep? What's
every
it have to do?
conversation. It's like, come on. And of course, he did not. He said no. But I'm like, why did you? Cause that pissed me off because I look at a lot of the bloggers, that do the recaps on Love Is
Mm-hmm.
Blind, and everybody's saying the same thing. Like, why would you lead this woman on? But even though he kind of told you in the beginning,
He did.
and
But
she ignored those red flags because she said she take those red flags and she paint her nails red.
girl, you sound like a damn fool. First of all, she had the body of a goddess.
Her
So
body
when
was
he
banging.
saw
Okay.
her, that's all he was looking at was
Yeah, that's
ass
all. That's all.
because he would told her that was so important to him. And then she said, "Well, what if I have a baby?" He was like, "Well, you better get back in the gym." And he was not, he was very curt about that. And
Mm-hmm.
she was like, "What you mean? If I'm carrying your child," he's like, "Well, you better get back in the gym." He was just saying some of the most insensitive things to her. And the whole time that kind of pissed me off too, she just was like, "Okay." Like, he was
Yes.
the prize and
Yes.
catering him and coddling him.
Yes.
I think it was with women, with us, I'm just going to say in general,
Mm-hmm.
he gave her a ring. And that meant something to her.
And
And
that wasn't even,
then,
and that Netflix gave that was Netflix ring.
right. So I think that
Yeah.
she saw the ring, and then once she got the ring and he said he wanted to get married, all the common sense about being on a show and that this is an experiment went out the window because she was like, "Oh my god, I got a ring, I got a man." And then she started doing everything under the
Mm-hmm.
sun to get this man, to keep this man, and then he started not coming home.
Not coming home. Like Jessie Wu said, look at her. I love Jessie Wu because she is very insightful, and a lot of times she can tell what type of character these people are, and she ended up being right. So Jessie Wu was like, number one, she said she think he's, well, that's not important. I'll tell you off. But anyway,
He's very metrosexualish.
no, she think he's a bisexual, and it was kind of confirmed a little bit by a gay man. A gay man posted on his post like, that man don't want no woman. I'm like, oh. Anyway, a gay man said that. Yes.
Wow.
So, but Jessie Wu, what was I saying? She was saying how Clay, he only came home when it was time to film. Like he didn't want that woman. He didn't want her.
He played the game.
He played the game.
He used her. He used her for her body. He manipulated her mind, and she kept saying over and over. But one thing he kept telling her, keywords. When we came into this experiment, he kept saying over and over, "This is the experiment." In her mind, she forgot all about the experiment. She just was in love. She wanted to be married. She wanted this man, but he kept saying, because the experiment, ladies, we have to listen when these men are telling us what they telling us. And it's so hard because a lot of times we hear what we want to hear
Mm-hmm.
because we know what we want.
Mm-hmm.
But we think that when a man has some of the attributes that we want, we just kind of fill in the spaces instead of listening to what he's saying and watching what he's doing.
Yeah. So, um, yeah, agreed. We do have to listen, but with that, again, that's an experiment, but like in real life
Real life.
situations,
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to real life situations, communication communication is powerful, just like our title said, and lack of it can be the silent sabotage. It's a silent sabotage when you have lack of it. um what they say, like a lot of divorces in it's like the top three, like of course infidelity, finances, and communication.
Mm-hmm. But the
Communicate.
bottom line is you wasn't communicating about your sex, you wasn't communicating about your finances, or you're not communicating and you're not talking to each other. So
Mm-hmm.
communication really is just the key to everything.
Mm-hmm. So, like when you are communicating, especially communication when you are either dating or in a committed relationship or married, that communication got to be on point. And it's so important, ladies, gentlemen, too, to date someone that is good in communication, is
Yeah.
good in communicating, because it's an article here. It says some signs, bad signs of communication in a relationship. It can include that they don't listen, because
Mm.
we know that part of communicating is listening.
Yes. In listening, I think sometimes people think they get confused what listening really means.
Mm-hmm.
Listening doesn't mean you're just sitting there and letting the words bounce off of
Mm-hmm.
you. Listening is that you are um keying into what
Intently
somebody is
listening.
saying.
Yeah.
You show empathy for their feelings because words are powerful, and when people are conveying to you about their feelings and what they're thinking, it is your responsibility to be able to say, you don't have to fake the words if you don't know what to say, but at least if you don't know what to say, I'll get back with you, let me process. And I think a lot of times with men and women, instead of when they don't know what to say, they won't just take a pause and say, can I think about this? Or shit, sometimes you need to take notes. Because sometimes when people are communicating with you to you about their feelings
Mm-hmm.
and you're listening, sometimes you listen and you get offended because of your past relationships and things that you've been through, and it's triggers. And it's like, well, my last so and so used to say that and it makes me feel this way. Okay, but I'm not her.
Mm-hmm.
And that your relationship doesn't have anything to do with
Mm-hmm.
us right now.
Yeah, and also was good. Yeah, it is good to take time and process, and because some people can just react quickly, you know. I can do that sometimes.
I think
Because
we all
I
can.
like now, like I just react, and sometimes it is nice to like, okay, calm down, breathe,
Yeah. Take a moment.
and talk and communicate when you are in that good headspace.
Yeah.
Because when you're not, it could be like an argument, and you have two people, they're talking at each other and not to each other.
Yeah.
you
And
know
then sometimes you need to sleep on it.
Mhm.
Because when things come our way, it comes our way really quickly. And sometimes you just need to pause and say, hold on, did I eat today? Am I
Mm.
hangry? Because if I'm hungry and you come and talk to me about something that I don't want to talk about, and I'm not well rested, I'm hungry, or I've had a long, stressful day at work, then I'm going to project onto you because I'm tired. Because they say that you don't talk to people when they're tired and when they're hungry.
Hmm.
So that's why we have to, try to get them in a good space. But then sometimes when things happen, you can't always wait to get in a good space. You
True.
sometimes you feel like, let me try to handle this right now.
Right. So I guess it varies.
It
You have to
does.
assess the situation.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next point is a sign of bad signs of a bad communication in a relationship is they invalidate your feelings. Ooh, I hate that. I have somebody.
Hmm.
Oh Lord, I would say how I will feel because I'm going to tell you how I feel.
Right.
I'm going to tell you how I feel. I'm not going to just hold on to it and just have a bottle. I'm going to tell you how I feel. And if you are belittling my feelings, you are invalidating them. Oh, I'm gonna be pissed.
And what an example of that is if you tell somebody's pouring their heart out to you and you just sit there and don't say anything, you don't show any type of empathy,
Mm.
or you be like you're overreacting. No, when you're talking to people, you have to, when you care about a person, you try to get to the heart of the matter. You ask questions like, what did I do to make you feel this way?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think you feel this way? Again, how did your day go today? What
Mm-hmm.
happened today?
Or what I was taught about back in class like years ago about communication. Like some of the key phrases, I was like, okay, what I'm hearing you say is X, Y, and Z. Because sometimes we can misinterpret something, and then the person will be like, no, 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 that's not what I was trying to say.
So that's why it's really good to repeat back to people what
Mm-hmm.
they said so you can make sure that you have a clear, concise understanding of what they said.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, take notes. Because when you take notes, baby, you can't dispute that. I wrote it down.
They interrupt you in conversations. Have you had that before in a relationship?
Yeah.
Same,
I
same.
think sometimes they interrupt because they want to gaslight you or throw you off your square.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I'm trying to complete my thought and my feeling as to what's going on and you cut me off, it can make me fall off or forget my train of thought.
And so yes, and because sometimes a lot of times, we're not actively listening. Like when the person
Mm-hmm.
is talking, we're thinking of the next thing to say, and that's
Right.
why we like cut them off. I used to do that. I used to I used to you live and you learn because
Yeah.
it's like you want to like get your point across, but you have to let them say everything that they need to say first,
Mhm.
and then continue.
But I think I think again, like you said, the communication piece is key because if I ask you a question, then I need to pause and let you answer.
Mm-hmm.
But if you start machine gunning questions and accusations and all this stuff at the same time, that's not going to do anything but make me angry and confused because I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, you just asked me this one thing and I'm trying to tell you how I feel or what happened. And then you start rattling off all this other stuff and not giving me a chance to say what you asked me in the first place.
Right. Yeah. So the next, I haven't experienced this, but the next is they offer unsolicited advice. Oh, what?
I'm just trying to like imagine like you're talking to somebody and then they just be like, you should. And that's why when you talk to people, you should say, do you want me to comment or am I listening? Because sometimes people just want to vent to you how they feel or what's
Mm-hmm.
going on. And that's all they want to do is just vent and
Mm-hmm.
just say what they need to say to get it off their chest. And then you just break out, well, then you should do. No, 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 no. That's
Right.
it makes you get offended and also um irritated.
Men, a lot of you all do this because we
Mm-hmm.
know that you all like to solve problems. A lot of times when we come to you telling you about our day and this and that, we just want to talk it out. We don't, when we tell you about Susan, how Susan at the
Mm-hmm.
job, stole stole my lunch. I don't want to. I'm just venting. I don't
Right.
want to hear what I should do because it's gonna make me be like, ugh.
Right.
It's like I didn't ask you all that.
I just asked you to listen.
Right, just listen.
So I think sometimes that might be a good communication key point is to say, okay, we're about to have or we're having this conversation. So do you want me to give you a solution to the problem
Mm-hmm.
or am I just listening? That
Mm-hmm.
is fair. That is a very fair question
Mm-hmm.
because in that way you'll know how to process and you'll know how to move forward in the while you're engaging in the conversation.
Yeah. So, man, we're trying to help you out now because we have a lot of male watchers. Um, so when your woman is coming to you talking, be like, baby, are you venting to me, or do you want advice?
And I think that's a double edged sword. It goes both ways because sometimes when your man is coming to you, talking to you, and telling you things, he don't want solutions. He's just trying to vent to you to get it off his chest. Sometimes when we talk to each other as we're talking, we gain understanding and we get our own answers through just venting and talking about it. And you be like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I should have handled it this way, or oh, I should have done that. And it's really irritating to a man for you to try to fix him because that's what they feel like their job is. Now, if he says, babe, I really need your help with this or
Mm-hmm.
whatever he says, or I just need to, then that's different. But sometimes people don't want to just hear your 2 cents.
Right. Another one that says they are constantly distracted. Have you ever been talking to somebody?
Don't you dare look at your damn phone when I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
Or at the computer or at the TV.
Right. Right.
Engage in the conversation.
Yeah.
Look at me. Don't be looking over there and then be talking about, I heard what you said, and then repeat back to me what I said. Because that is just like so ugly.
Right. Right. Turn off the TV. What you want, babe? But don't come and unless it's very very important. If your guy like to watch sports,
Don't bother him.
don't let him watch the sports. Wait till halftime.
Commercial.
Well, it depends on how much you got to say.
Right.
Wait until halftime, or till it's over,
Or timing is
because we have to find
everything.
right moments to
Yeah.
talk.
Timing is
Mm-hmm.
everything. Talk to him after you fix him some food and after he eat real good. After
Or
some
talk while y'all eating dinner.
yeah, sometimes you got to find the right, like you
Mm-hmm.
said, the right moments.
Yeah.
That's so important.
Another is they use aggressive language.
Don't cuss at me when you're talking to me.
Mm.
I think that is just so rude, so
Disrespectful.
disrespectful, and so hurtful because if you're cursing, I'm gonna take it like you're cursing at me. So I just with my mate, with my friends, people that I care about, period, I don't curse when I talk to them.
Mm-hmm. What?
What
Yeah.
about you?
Same. Yeah. Don't like if we just talking, okay, but if we're like trying to communicate to solve an issue
Don't cuss.
that one of us have maybe like towards one another,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they have to do. No, don't
Because
don't
it's
don't cuss at me.
because it shows like you're being aggressive and
Mm-hmm.
that you are not a good communicator because you don't know how to use words. The
Use
only
your
words that
words.
you can utilize
Right.
are is slander and cursing, and that's not hot
Yes.
at all.
Another is they are defensive, girl.
What you get mad for? Why are
Or
you
they
angry?
they flip it. They put up the wall.
Gaslight.
Yeah. We know that gaslighting is one of those buzzwords, but it happens.
It does.
It happens, girl. Because I'm telling my stories, y'all, with
Mm-hmm.
an ex. I don't know if I told you this, but anyway, it was an ex of mine, and you knew something was going on, right?
Hmm.
So at this point, my grandmother was still living, and my mother, she's like the main caretaker, so she would go over and like spend the nights and stuff like that. So this particular time she couldn't because she'd be at work really early or something like that. So she asked me. So I did. So he knew I was, going over there to spend the night over my grandmother's. And I like called him and he was like, yeah, I'm about to go to the show. I'll probably go to the show or to the drive-in. I'm like, number one, I'm like, what the hell, drive-in by yourself? And it was that movie with Jennifer Lopez. Was it Hustlers? Yes. So I was like, what? And then I tried to call him back and he put on voicemail. I'm like, I'm like, okay. So, I could not leave. Of course, I couldn't,
You with
leave
your
or anything
grandma.
because
You
my
had to,
grandma.
yeah.
So the next day, I just had an inkling. And I like to get proof, y'all. I like to get proof.
So you
So
be hiding in the bushes.
no, I went. I know y'all. It's gonna make me. I'm like Reese Teaser. I'm like I might look bad, but whatever. We all done it. Um, I went through his pocket for the night, and I saw 2 damn tickets that he paid for, and some drinks.
All I got to say is something in my soul ain't right. I can't sleep at night. Let me tell you something, ladies. When
Wait,
you,
hold on. That's not girl.
I'm just
That's
saying
not.
though, when
Hold
you
on.
feel that feeling,
Yeah, go
it is
do. Yeah,
okay to confirm your feelings so you can make sure that you're
yeah,
not crazy.
exactly. Because they will make you think that you are.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, hey, so you did you go to the movies by yourself? Yeah. I was like, you sure? I don't know how I brought it up. Oh, I know how. No, I don't. I don't know how I brought it up, but he was like, yeah, I bought 2 tickets because I didn't want nobody to sit next to me. Nigga, how dumb do you think I am?
Ain't nobody about to sit there. You're bored
First of
about it.
all, the defensive came. How you know it? The how do you know the that what I'm talking about. That
I know,
defensive.
girl. What? Be like, what you stuttering
Right.
for?
Well, how you know? How do you know that I did? How you know? Answer the question. Were you there by yourself or not? So anyway, he tried to gaslight me. I knew the truth. Come on.
Because she was an Inspector Gadget.
Oh
No.
yes, I am Inspector Gadget,
Dora
girl.
the
I am Inspector
Explorer.
Gadget. But the thing is, when I
Yeah.
confronted him with that, he became defensive. That defensive, like, nah, dude,
Yeah,
don't
because
try to play that card.
if you're not doing anything, you won't get mad. Not
Exactly.
unless you're dealing with a Looney Tune. Because
What? Explain.
some people try to make problems when there's not problems. And then they try to play a game with you like, well, and try to kiss and make up, and then they do it periodically like, did you love me? We just had a whole argument about nothing. No, I don't want to sit up here and play this
No.
game with you that I love you, or stop. Men and women, stop creating problems. When I say stop creating problems, stop poking the bear. It's so irritating to me. Going back, I'm gonna say go back to Love Is Blind. The one girl, she met the guy. He introduced her to his two best female
Oh,
friends.
girl, one he slept with.
He slept with, but
What the hell?
he didn't even have to tell her that, but he did because he wanted to be transparent. So she took what he told her and threw it back up in his face. He asked her
was toxic.
not to say nothing. Then she said it on national TV. Maybe the girl probably may have been in a relationship and her guy didn't know that they slept together, because some things you do want to just take to the grave. Is they found out whatever their situation was. This woman was so insecure. She would just be making stuff up. Oh, I heard it. Somebody showed you a picture of a girl on Instagram and she looks like a Kardashian. She did not feel good about herself.
No, that was Jessica.
She was
that was his number one pick.
Yeah, but she was still
why.
super insecure.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what his ass get, because he should have got with the girl who had the baby. And she was honest with him about that, but he didn't want to do that. And then he ended up with a baby. And when I say that, that woman was like a child. She was crying and and you love me. And girl, I was like, if they tell each other they love each other one more time, I should not have to tell you 30 times a day that I love you. I should not have to kiss you 4, 5 times a day. He
Right.
would kiss her. And then she said, you didn't kiss me today. I was like, is this
He was
she?
like, I did. She's
I
like, you
just
only did
did.
it 4 times. Like, what
What's wrong with you? Girl, I was so irritated.
the? And she was like, I'm sorry, I was drunk. No, that's how
No,
that's you.
a drunk man's mouth speaks a sober man's mind.
Okay, so another point is they
Mm-mm.
lack empathy, and I'm gonna tie this with the next one. They lack empathy and they have poor emotional intelligence. We're gonna go deeper with the emotional intelligence part. Probably within the next coming weeks, we're gonna
Yes.
have a panel with some
Yes.
therapist friends of mine, and we're gonna talk about the importance of emotional intelligence when dating. Oh my God.
That's you need emotional intelligence throughout your life, not just with dating. That is
In your
applicable to
job, your
every area of
whatever.
your life. Because girl, people just don't have it.
Yeah.
Woo! We all need to go to counseling. But yeah, what's the next one?
They don't manage their tone and inflections when they're talking.
Mm.
Yeah.
Me talking to
Just
you like they DMX.
screaming.
What you really want? You be like, babe, you heard what I said. You be like, okay. Yeah.
So, and just real quick, this says, and this it's called Choosing Therapy, the website choosingtherapy.com is where I got this from. It said how a lack of communication affects relationships. And real quick, it says the lack of communication can happen in all relationships. And if
Yeah.
ignored, it can lead to bigger issues, especially, for the couples. A lack of communication can lead to blame, relationship anxiety, depression, and resentment in marriage if you're married.
Shit, it resentment in relationships,
Mm,
period.
yeah, or relationships. It says in marriage or relationships. Yep, it may increase the likelihood of a breakup, separation, and divorce. So the communication is real, y'all.
Communication is key with your mama, your daddy, your siblings, your significant other. Communication is what makes the world go round. And also, it's not always what you say, it's the way that you say it. And also, it's if you can learn how to communicate effectively. And if you have a problem communicating, they have lots of books and resources that you can read on how to effectively communicate or
Yeah,
go
and
to therapy.
yep, and in this article, it gives you 6 ways. It says you can to effectively or fix a lack of communication in your relationships. Increase your awareness,
Yeah.
make a commitment to change,
Mm.
set up accountability, understand your attachment style, and that's key. If you don't know, like, what's attachment styles, Google it. You take your test. They have different quizzes that you can tell what your attachment style is
Okay, that's
of your
interesting.
partner as well,
Mm-hmm.
so it can get a better understanding of your attachment styles because everybody had different attachment styles.
Mm-hmm.
It says be proactive about your communication and be open to suggestions.
Yes, that is key to life.
Yes.
Be teachable. Understand that you don't know everything. Understand that you don't know everything. Learn things. We have to learn things and learn about people because every situation is different.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has different communication styles. And if you care about a person, you have to do the work.
You do. Yep. So again, the silent sabotage is lack of communication.
Yeah.
So that can sabotage something, and it is important to make sure that your communication is you're always working on it. As I say that,
Yeah.
because we're always learning, we should always be growing and
Yeah.
striving to be and do better in
This
our
is
lives.
I have a friend that always says this is our first time here. Give yourself some grace.
Mm-hmm.
And upon giving yourself some grace, try to gain understanding. Try to gain understanding. We
Mm-hmm.
have to try to learn more about people, learn more about ourselves, and also understand what our triggers are. We have
Mm-hmm.
to understand what our triggers are
Mm-hmm.
so that we can, once you know what it is, then you can manage yourself and manage how you're speaking to people because some people be acting. unruly with their mouth, and they don't even realize that they do, because that's the way they communicated in their family. That's the way that they grew up, or that's the way that they talk. But everybody does not, that's not something that's acceptable to everybody.
Or the other end of the spectrum to that, they don't say anything. They just bottle
Silent
it. They're silent. Yeah,
sabotage.
they
You
don't say
bottle it up.
anything. And that's not good either. Because how somebody's supposed to know something is wrong if you don't say anything? Nobody are
Girl,
mind
cause you
readers.
got, yes you do. You got telepathy. You can read their mind. And the other thing about the mind is sometimes people don't realize that you can't understand. Sometimes people think that they are saying things. It sounds crazy, but they're not. And some people do really think that you can read their mind. Like, you should know me. No, I don't. You can know somebody for years and don't know them.
Mm-hmm. A lot of us women. Not saying it don't happen to men, because men too, but a lot of us women, we are guilty of that.
Mm-hmm.
You hear a lot of men, I'm supposed to know. You're just supposed to know. No,
No, they
ladies, no, he's
don't.
not. You have to tell them.
You have to
You have
tell
to
them.
communicate, speak. This is what I want. This is how I feel. This is how you made me feel. Open your mouth. That's the bottom line. Open up your damn mouths out there.
Open
Okay.
up your mouth, and also look up emotional intelligence and make sure that you have some, because sometimes people are little copycats of their parents. You may have had a hyper emotional mother or a super sensitive father, and so that you think that those emotions are okay. You may have grown up in a toxic environment, and you may think that those emotions are
Screaming and
okay,
yelling is the norm. No.
and it carries over into your
Mm-hmm.
relationship, and then you wonder, like, is nothing wrong with me? And that's the thing, everybody comes from different backgrounds, different households, different things that have happened to all of us in our lives. So when we meet people, we have to meet them where they are and with an open mind. And that's the importance of having conversations with people to get to know them, so you can understand them before becoming physical. Because what we have in today's society, we just instantly, oh, he fine, I'm overdue. I've been guilty of
Oh,
it.
girl.
He
Okay.
fine, I'm overdue. I got to need that itch that needs to be scratched. And the next thing you know, you with a total stranger, psychopath fool,
Mm-hmm.
and you can't get away from him. And now you're arguing and going through stuff that you should have never went through in the first place, because we didn't take our time.
Yeah.
So that's
Got
our,
physical too quick.
yeah. So take your
Mm-hmm.
time, talk, have
Talk.
conversations before, even though he fine, because that's what happened too on Love Is Blind with AD and
Right. That's
Clay.
all she kept
The
saying.
first thing she said, "Oh, he can get it." I was like, "What? You just now
Girl.
seeing him? You just
Girl.
We can't continue to go through the same cycles.
Mm-hmm.
If you know that something isn't working, try something different. Get some emotional intelligence. Sit
And
down,
we'll talk again in a couple of weeks
cross your legs.
when I get the scheduling together
Mm-hmm.
with my two therapist friends. We are going to have a panel about we're going to talk about emotional intelligence, because that's something that is totally missing from people today,
That's a
and
game changer.
it's a game changer.
Yeah.
All right, Kim.
So, thank you for joining us today for this semi-serious
It
conversation.
was
It
semi
was. It
serious.
was semi-serious,
We get
but
semi serious sometimes.
we want to just share the information so that we all can grow together, learn together, and be better
Mm-hmm.
people and learn how to communicate effectively. So, you can go to
Mm-hmm.
speakpipe.com/Cam and K at G at Cam and K
Mm-hmm.
and leave us a message. We want to hear from you about this subject or any other subject that you may want to talk about. If you want to contact us, you can go to allthingscamandk@gmail.com, and we'll be more than happy to respond to you. And you can also see us on Facebook and Instagram.
Oh,
So,
not Instagram yet.
not, well,
Facebook and YouTube.
well, I thought you put our stuff in there, but okay.
No, that's no.
So, thank you for joining us. Please join us next time for
Clink. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.